President Trump condemns what he calls a heinous attack on innocent Syrians as Republican lawmakers demand a tough response from the president. Senator John McCain says the president's plan to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria may have caused that chemical attack. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. The White House says it's ridiculous to imply the president's actions had anything to do with this attack. President Trump is calling Syrian President Bashar Assad an animal, noting that the Syrian army is surrounding the area around these attacks, keeping aid groups from coming in to help victims. The president says military action is not off the table.
This is about humanity. We're talking about humanity, and it can't be allowed to happen.
President Trump says he's closely following the situation in Syria and is deciding how to respond.
If it's Russia, if it's Syria, if it's Iran, if it's all of them together, we'll figure it out.
Trump says whoever is to blame will pay a price, including Russian President Vladimir Putin, if he bears responsibility.
If he does, it's going to be very tough, very tough.
Moderate Republican Senator Susan Collins hopes the president's tough talk will produce real consequences for Russia.
It's so important that the president ramp up the pressure and the sanctions on the Russian government, because without the support of Russia, I do not believe that Assad would still be in office.
The president says the U.S. military has largely defeated ISIS in Syria. The missile attack allegedly carried out by President Assad's regime may cause him to think twice about removing troops from the country.
We cannot allow atrocities like that.
Last week, the president signaled he wants to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria sooner than later. Senator John McCain, the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, thinks that was a bad move because the perpetrators of the attack in Douma paid attention to what the president said. McCain writes, Bashar Assad and his Russian and Iranian backers have heard him, and emboldened by American inaction, Assad has reportedly launched another chemical attack against innocent men, women, and children. Senator McCain also blames President Obama for years of inaction. He says that President Trump was left with bad options. Trump blames Obama too. He tweeted, the Syrian disaster would have ended long ago if Obama acted on his threat to attack Syria when they crossed the so-called red line. Lauren?
White House correspondent Mark Irons, thank you.